In order to become an official visibility hacker in our Facebook group, you have to answer a couple of questions. And one of those questions is, why does visibility matter? And we've gotten some pretty interesting answers, and I want to discuss one of the themes that keeps popping up. So today I want to talk about growing and leading your tribe, being the leader of your movement, what that means in terms of visibility and business, and how does that actually help us make money in the long run. So, hey, I'm Molle from Visibility Hacking Studios, and we help small businesses boost their visibility so that ultimately they can make more money from their business online. And today we're going to talk about how movements are made. We'll talk about how it's all done. How do you actually lead a movement? And at the end of the video, I'll share with you what you need to know in order to become the leader of your movement. So if you're a small business owner and you want to start making more money by building a movement, really connecting with the right customers, creating that sense of community, well then stay tuned and I'll see you after the intro. Movements are made when two things come together. First, you need to have a community of shared values. This is a space where people collect together based on some kind of shared value, interest, belief, hobby, etc. Think of communities that get together because they share an interest. Maybe they're a group of quilters, a group of hikers, a group of Midwest businesswomen, a group of single moms, a community of visionary entrepreneurs who want to change the world with their superpowers, their passions, their skills, and their talents. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Feel free to subscribe below. Once you have this community that shares underlying values that are far beyond individual members or individual leaders of that movement, then you can step into the second thing that you need. And that is for you to become the leader of that movement. Not just any kind of leader, though. You need to become a visionary leader, a leader that sees a vision for the future. And we'll talk about that more in a moment. Let's talk a bit more about those underlying values that we share amongst our community. We've already talked about shared interests and hobbies and things like that. Let's go a little bit deeper. What happens when you start connecting in terms of shared values in the faith-based space or in your moral beliefs? Now you're looking at Midwest business moms who are Christian, for example. I like to think of this as building the walls around your community, really getting niched down and understanding who you're targeting. This helps fortify your community. And brings us to our question of the day. I'm super curious, what are your strong-held values and beliefs that you bring to your business or your movement? How do you separate yourself from all of the others out there? What are those values that you share with your community that resonate with them? Let us know down in the comments. Now let's talk about visionary leadership and what needs to happen in order to lead a movement that actually generates revenue and income for your business. Not just a movement of people who are interested in the same hobby, but instead a community that can start generating income for your business. It can generate more free time for you to spend with your family. It can generate more connections within your community to strengthen your community. So leadership is super important, and visionary leadership means that you see the future and you're helping guide your people towards that better future. You're helping them see obstacles in their way, guide them to or through or over or around those obstacles. Now, how do we go from just hanging out with our friends and connecting with people on that level of interest to actually making this a business? It's way simpler than you you think? Two things that you need to do. One, you need to actually get out there and start sharing your journey. As you learn things, create content, share that with your community, give that value back. As you meet interesting people, share that with your community. As you learn new tools, share that with your community. As you face obstacles, share those with your community so they can see in real time how you process through things. Then debrief. Take a few moments to think about how you could have done that better. What were the obstacles? How did you handle them? And how could you handle them better in the future? All of these are ways that you can share your journey from wherever you are. Think of it like this, like you're climbing a mountain. And yeah, okay, people do get to the top of Everest, but not everyone who goes to Everest is there to reach the peak. There's a huge number of people whose dream it is just to reach base camp. Just to reach base camp. Just imagine the effort and energy that's expelled to help people achieve just that goal. Take that as a reminder that no matter where you are in your journey, there's always going to be someone who's going to receive value from what you're learning and what you're experiencing where you are. Maybe they're 5 steps behind you, maybe they're 1 step behind you. But along that journey, you can learn things and they can learn things as well. But I said there's 2 things you need, so what is the second thing you need, Molly? Thanks for asking, Molly. You need to inspire action. So as you're sharing your journey, you need to help spark and ignite that curiosity and that passion and that sense of confidence in your people so that they can see those obstacles and help overcome them and help achieve them and help move them out of the way for themselves. Therefore, inspiring action in those behind them. This is honestly the secret to building community and using community to leverage your community in order to build a movement. Because when we share our journey and inspire action, we move from being just a community of people who get together and share the same interests into a space where we can actively create change. Change can be monetized. Stagnation and connection isn't necessarily there. It's kind of like building a campfire. You can't just use a spark. You can't just use firewood. You need those in combination with others in order to really create a spark that continues on, creates warmth, creates that wow factor. Same thing with your brand, etc., etc. So if you want to know more about building your bonfire, creating the connections that are actually going to generate revenue for your business, then start off by hitting the subscribe button, joining us here on the channel. We got new videos for you almost every day of the week, and I hope you are here to enjoy them. All right, now let's talk about how you can get started creating your connection machine. Start creating a movement, creating the right type of content that's going to do all of this. And it's actually pretty simple. Once you get into the habit of sharing your journey and creating those moments of inspiration, then the next logical step is to create your stage. Create a place, a single platform where you can share your message, share your content with your community. I say build a stage because literally when you build your stage in the middle of nowhere and you can share your message however you want with whoever you want, people are able to come up to your stage, check out what you're saying. If they like it, they stay. If they don't like it, they move on, and that's fine. Because when you create the space where you get to unabashedly share your message with the world, you're able to really filter down and connect to those who your message resonates with the most. Now that sounds super theoretical, so let's talk about what that actually looks like in reality. When you create a live show, you are going live maybe once a week. You create a show that's maybe 15 minutes to an hour long. You create your connection with your people. You talk about your expertise. You don't have to worry about editing it because once you're done, you're done. You have all of those connections that you can follow up with, all of those now hot leads, interested leads in what you're talking about and what you're sharing about. And we even have this whole system of what kind of micro content and what kind of short form content you create to help generate that movement back to your episode, back to your call to action, where you can then follow up with these customers. You can retarget them. You can share your email list, all of those fun things that we can talk about after the fact. But that connection machine, that first part that starts really generating those new leads into your business, nurturing those leads, and then starts that conversion process. That's what we call your connection machine. And so it all hinges on the right kind of content. And we know that the right kind of content from testing is having a live show. It almost instantly builds your authority. It really helps create that stage, that place where your people can connect. Because it's not just creating videos for YouTube, for example, which I'm doing right here. Hey, hi YouTube. How meta of me. It's also about creating a place of connection where you can talk to your audience can talk to you, and most importantly, your audience can talk to each other. That's a topic for a whole nother video, but if you want to start creating your live show, your connection machine, regardless of what industry you're in, what type of business you're in, how big your community is, or how big your competitors are, if you want to know how to create that live show, then I highly, highly recommend, consider it my personal invitation to join us for our Live Academy program. You can find the links down below, or you can head over to visibilityhacking.com/let's go live. And you can check out the program, all of the coaches we have, the whole system and formula that'll help you create your live show, get it launched so that you can start connecting to your ideal customers. It's not just about turning on your webcam and just chatting and then hoping and crossing your fingers that people are going to connect with you. It's about knowing the right kind of content, intentionally connecting with your audience, and we will show you all of that. It's such an awesome program. Links are down below. Don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in our next video. And until then, remember, I love you. Be excellent to each other and just go live. Your people are out there waiting for you.